Good morning, it's another day in Calpe. First day back on the bike second day back on the bike, but first training session back on the bike. I just bumped into a lad from Delta Pro Cycling who happens to watch the videos, or I should say he rode for Delta last year. I raced him at the RAS over in Ireland. But yeah, I was heading out of Calpe up the first climb. He rode past me and shouted for me to jump on his wheel, and I had to do it, didn't I? I had to ride with him during his efforts. So yeah, cool guy. Shout out to Adrian, or Adrian, however you pronounce that name in Dutch. But yeah, now I'm heading out towards the Rats to meet Steve. Steve arrived in Calpe a couple of days ago when I was in England. So yeah, the plan is to get a few hours in today, head out towards the Rats, do an effort up the Rats probably, and just get back into the swing of things. Legs feel good, legs feel fresh. Yesterday I just did an hour and a half easy spin after the flight, and it did me good. So yeah, not a lot to report on at the start of this video today. Onwards and upwards.
Okay, so I thought I would talk you through the effort, or talk you through part of the effort at least. Actually, I'm going to speed up a little bit. Okay, so here we go. We've sped it up to about 400%. I thought I was going to be doing a full gas effort today at the Rats, but Steve, who is in front of me, who's doing the effort, he's my coach, he said not to today because I've got a few hard rides coming up for the rest of the week. This is for him. This is his effort. He decided to do a full gas effort. He told me to sit on his wheel, but then I started going too hard to sit up. That way, because I have got a hard few days coming up, so I wasn't to just batter myself and go as hard as I could for this one single effort, and write myself off for the next day or two, because he's going full gas, so it's not an easy effort to do. But the competitive side of me was like, I can't allow that. I can't get dropped off your wheel. As long as I can hold the wheel, then that's what I want to do. So yeah, we've got a little bit of telemetry going here. You can see the power there at the bottom. We got the speed up there in the top left, the elevation in the top right, and also the course. So you can see the climb, how it sort of the switchbacks and the zigzag corners, how they climb up to the top. But what Steve was doing here, which was really hard to follow, was he was kicking out of the corners. So I don't know, it's quite hard to tell when it's so sped up here. But when he gets out of the saddle around the corners, he kicks, and it's like that. That's just the way he deals with the pain. That's the way he's managing his effort. But for me, I like it to just keep it at one sort of pace, and having to react to the way he's riding is quite hard, because it's just something that I'm not really that good at. That's probably quite a weak area. So as you can see, the power hasn't really dropped below 400 watts. The total length of this climb is about 50. See, you kick there again, you see my power shot up, but the total length of this climb is about 15-16 minutes, and this is the corner here. No, not this corner. I started going pretty hard, and I was like, alright, we're going pretty deep here. We are going pretty deep, and maybe I could have held on, but I just decided to let it go. So you can see here, he comes around this corner, he kicks again. I'm doing 450 watts, and he's pulling away from me, so he's probably doing about 600, and that's where I decided to just pull the pin. I still had a little bit left in me, but then I thought that I was going, way too deep. You can probably hear my voice over the GoPro audio, and I'm just I'm breathing quite hard. I was pushing on there, but my average. So I held onto his wheel there for 10 minutes, so about 2/3 of the way up the climb, and my average power was 405 watts.
And that was all of the limited filming that we did today on the ride. Decided to just crack on and get it done. We ended up doing about 4.5 hours. But right now I've turned the camera on because we need to do a little bit of bike maintenance. So this villa that we're staying in is great because it's got this downstairs situation with the washing machine, but it's also where we keep the bikes. Now you might remember, you've probably seen the video where me and my friends, we rode to Carlisle, and then me and Brian, we both crashed on the ice. Now in said crash, I did a little bit of damage. Well, I didn't actually do any damage to the bike. The derailleur is perfectly fine, but I bent the hanger a little bit. Now of course there's a tool that you can use to straighten your hanger out, but the problem is after straightening your hanger multiple times, it becomes a little bit flimsy and you run the risk of snapping it. Now I've straightened it a few times,
currently bent from the crash. Basically what this means is my top 2 gears are like unaccessible, so it's bent in. If I go to the top 2 gears, the derailleur then gets pushed into the spokes, and that's not a good situation to be in. So long story long, we've got a new hanger. Maybe you're experiencing a similar situation. I don't know, maybe you can get a few gears indexed but the others just aren't indexing. Maybe you just can't get your gears to work completely. A lot of the time it's because you have got a bent hanger. It's just, you know, it's designed to be a weak part of the bike. They're designed to bend. They're designed to take the impact crash on your derailleur. So very often these things bend, hence what, so yeah, I've got a new one. And it's actually a really simple process to get the new one on the bike. All you're gonna need is an Allen key to unscrew the derailleur, and in my case, a Phillips head screwdriver. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start by taking off the derailleur, if I can find the right Allen key. Oh, she's tight, boy. Oh, she's tight. Okay, that does not sound too great, but anyway, onwards and upwards. So the derailleur gets taken off like so. Oh, maybe we're gonna have to take the wheel out. We're gonna have to take the wheel out. Okay, so normally you would use a bike stand for this, but because that is one of the only things that I have not brought to Spain, I don't have a bike stand with me. So I'm going to commit one of the biggest crimes in cycling and turn my bike upside down. Now you want to unscrew the 2 bolts holding the hanger to the frame, like so. This is a very quick and simple process. Oh, that's also pretty tight. That is the old hanger off. As you can see, I mean, it doesn't look, you can never tell that it's bent from this angle, but yeah, this is the old hanger. There's only one place for this, and that is the bin. Then you take your new hanger, place it against the frame, screw in the same 2 bolts that we've just undone to attach the hanger to the frame. Make sure the bolts are fairly tight, because at the end of the day, these 2 bolts are what's holding this derailleur onto the bike. So if these come loose, the derailleur falls off. That's not a good situation to be in. Now all that's left to do is attach the derailleur back to the hanger that we just put on the bike. Screw it in, get this nice and tight, like so. Turn the bike over, put the wheel back into the bike, like so. And now, because you've indexed or tried to index your gears with a bent derailleur, often when you put a new one, like a completely straight one on, you're gonna have to slightly re-index it. But let's check it out and have a look. Alright, to be fair, it doesn't seem to be shifting too bad. And the main thing is, we can get into the 28 again. Now I can just spin my way up the climbs again, and I don't have to grind on anything steeper than 8%. Sick. Okay, I know that was a very basic job, and a lot of you guys will know how to do that already, or know that common issue, but if you don't, I hope you took something useful and educational from this. Oh, paella pot.